So, what I'm gonna do, check that we are all live on YouTube. Now, I want this to be quite a manifesto type of my. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm live Excel. And then we're going to be going through a little bit. So let's get started. Essentially, what I really want to discuss here is sort of where things are at in 2025 in terms of coding and how to be successful with it, because the coding game has since 5 years ago, and even more significant 10 years ago, right? Now, the big change we have had is this AI. This AI, essentially, what done really is we have outsourced our thinking. So let me give you an example, right? Now, before how a coding team would work, you'd have a manager of people. Actually, you know what? I think it might be a little bit more instructive. We actually but yes, we're going through it. Okay, cool. Zoom in a little bit. Side over here. So that. Okay. So, okay, that's good. But what sort of used to happen, right? Maybe I'll increase. So what, okay, better. Okay, so what used to happen is, imagine you have an organization and then there's some sort of hierarchy, right? You've got the CEO, and you've got all the execs like this CTO, you've got the CFO, and so on. And then here we're concerned about this path, right? The CTO, and then you've got sort of managers under the CTO, manager, right? Now think about this, right? And then under each of these coding managers, or possibly the senior devs, but onto that. So yeah, under these here, you've got the managers, and then each of them right there. Each of those better, much better. That okay, cool. So yeah, each of these managers, right? They have a few devs, correct? And then that's the same here. So what happened before was you'd get the manager, and he would provide some sort of like get a task and he'd give the task to a manager, and then the manager would sort of like, imagine this is your task here. The manager would like break up the tasks and then possibly give these tasks to, you know, let's call 1, well, it's 2, and this is honestly how you were treated. And this guy would be 1, and this guy would be 2. So hopefully you could do them in parallel, and then you do all these, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 is complete, and then the manager, or maybe one of the guys on the team would sort of glue these together, and then you'd get sort of this end result here. Get this end result. This is pre-AI. This was what happened before, back in the day. Now, let me think about. So what happens now? So you've got, and then AI comes along. What you can actually do is you can even have an organization, right? You've got the CEO, and now say if the CEO didn't know any code, he'd bring in a CTO. And then, depending on the size of the organization, he might have a few managers. Now, what the manager just exists to to do the CTO's work. And for example, there's 2 ways he can go. He can employ his little drones here, or what we can do today is the manager just goes and does it with AI. So essentially AI has replaced these guys here, these junior level developers. And the AI is faster than these junior level developers. And so the manager can just submit these now it'll submit each of these tasks, right? Yeah. And then just glue everything together. AI, I do not believe it is at the point where it can sort of produce something like this, like the big overall task, and then it may spit you out a solution, but it might not spit you out exactly what you want, or there might be some gotchas or something. But I really haven't had a situation yet, even if I'm using the best AI tools. I say, okay, I want you to make a fully fledged HFT, something like that. HFT the AI never really spat out exactly what I wanted, ready to deploy everything, everything ready to go. Always something. There's always something that was like, this is not quite right. Okay, so that is sort of the state of where we are. Then you might say to yourself, okay, what's possible? So if you are sort of like, if you have a little bit of tech, a little bit of tech, you could be this guy. You could be the CEO of whatever thing, and then essentially, a bit of tech. You could be the CEO here, and then you have AI to do all the coding for you. And your job, you've cut out like two middlemen here. Your job would just be to get the results from the AI and all the tasks together into a product, and that is where the landscape is at the moment. So, and then also as a CEO, you have to learn about like sales and marketing, maybe a little bit of legal, accounting, all that good stuff there. But all the tech stuff, bang, if you just know a little bit of tech, a little bit of tech. So I have a community called Coder Trader, and we sort of what I've just explained there, get it up on the screen. Coder Trader here, and this is a live stream. I'm live at the moment, but we sort of fully embrace that. So I have the course, become an expert coder, and it is to do with AI. So how to utilize AI be in situations like this where you actually don't need to pay people. You don't need to hire people. You just get an AI and it can produce ridiculous. And the very important thing is you give it a query, and then your job, right, is to this is a steering wheel, is to like steer it, right? You steer it in the correct direction, because AI will just go bang, it'll offshoot to some, so you want to go straight through, right? straight through. The AI will make some offshoots, and it'll go like this, it'll go like this, and then it'll offshoot a little bit like that. And so your job as the querier, I guess, a querier, is to make sure you steer it back onto the straight path. That is your job. And then there is a little bit of technique about how to do this. And what really helps is if you know the foundations, like the basics. And so you've got foundations. You need to know the foundations of whatever coding language you're doing. Plus, you need to know at a high level, what's possible. What's possible. Yeah. So, because if you know what's possible, then you may not have the coding ability to code that at the moment, because maybe you actually just needed 20 years of experience. But AI, honestly, it's like a developer with 200 years of experience. So you just need to know what's possible and shove that in the AI. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I learn. So let's just right out of that, and can we just let's go for the little box. That's awesome. Zoom back in. Pencil tool. Okay, cool. So what I want to do is just chat about, sort of how I go about learning everything these days. So back in the day, there was something like you would watch, like you go on YouTube, right? You go on YouTube, and then you'd sort of watch coding videos, and then you would try it. You would try it yourself. And then you'd either debug, or you'd and then maybe it didn't work, so it didn't work. Then you'd go back to a YouTube video, and then you try the cycle again. But this is actually something called tutorial hell. So you go through this cycle of watch a YouTube video, try it, didn't work, watch another YouTube video, and sometimes these YouTube videos can be like an hour long, 2 hours long, and you'd have to you'd watch the YouTube video, and you'd need to skip. You have the YouTube video, and then you try to skip to where you need to go, but I remember the most annoying thing was, imagine you wanted to skip, and then you skip over this point in the YouTube video where there was an ad, and then you had to watch a 30-second, and I feel like it's even getting more. It's a minute ad before you can go there. That's horrible. That's honestly horrible. So the way I approach things these days is I go straight to the LLM, so the chatbots, and I say, okay, I go for example, we might have a question about you're learning a new language. Let's say Go, for example. You're learning Go, and then you sort of want to how to let's say express bytes in Go. So you just literally you ask the AI how to express bytes. But before, what you would have done was maybe you would have had to get a tutorial on YouTube about bytes. Now you could have Googled this as well. So maybe the smaller things, you'd Google it, plus you'd have the Stack Overflow, which was a bunch of people just answering questions about stuff, right? So you'd maybe the simple things like what's a byte? You'd Google what is a byte, and then maybe you could say, okay, YouTube it or Google it. It's how to do bytes in Go. Now, honestly, the first search result would be the Go docs, but that would take time, because what you'd have to do is you have to end up scrolling. You'd have to scroll to where you need to go. So you just Control F and look for the word bytes or something like that. But today, what I can do is I can literally even type express bytes in Go, in Go and tell you exactly what you need to do. There's no like looking around, like breaking the problem up. It'll tell you exactly what you want to do. And that can save time. That can save so much time. And that is just the essence of one of our core. Like, just use the tools you have with AI. So, okay, tell you what, let's go and just see what Claude does. So maybe a little bit of a live example. So here we've got Claude, and it's even like, how are you today? Like, good, or whatever. So, right. Okay, let's be nice to it. How bites. And it'll come up with a nice little tutorial. Go, okay, cool. And it's just producing stuff. Yep, that's like example, like the hello example. And, you know, obviously one thing is like convert, maybe it's not experience with coding, but, you know, converting bytes into, let me just check that. Yeah, chat is, okay. So, yeah, converting bytes into strings and, what libraries to use, how to import it. So this can be tricky. So what you'd have to do before is you'd go Google bytes and Go, and then you go to the documentation and like, oh, how to import it. But it just shows you the code, right? And examples, and sort of has structured examples as well. Sort of you have to do a bit of information gathering and play this sort of game where you would, you need to gather everything together. But this is amazing. This is great. So you've got this, and these are like a nice little example. And then sort of let's ask an extension question, a sort of more advanced question. So imagine you're in the high frequency trading world, and I mean, is Go really the right language to use for HFT, high performance? I mean, it is to an extent. For example, you wouldn't want to go crazy with Rust or milliseconds. Sometimes you are dealing with milliseconds, and you're not talking about T. But the point. So let's say how. And then it'll produce cool stuff. So yeah, and it has domain specific knowledge, right? So this was another Google search, and you'd have to find out like what are fixed messages, you know, like what is it, and then it talks about, okay, it's trying to give me some tips. So one of the big things in HFT. Now this is my speciality. Now perhaps you have a speciality. So for example, jewelry making, or you're a content creator and you want to upload videos or something, you want to use code to do that. Or maybe you're an accountant, right? Now, my specialty is high frequency trading, like all that trading systems and stuff like that. So I know this. One of the most common things in my domain is when you build crazy systems like this, you want to reduce the GC, the garbage collection, right? The garbage collection. Now, that's why we turn to things like C++ and Rust, because there's no garbage collector. And it's telling me, you know, reuse buffers to avoid GC. So, which is amazing, which is exactly the answer I want. And yeah, it's coming up with all this good stuff. And then another thing is you want to make these so-called memory pools, which is a very common thing to do in HFT. And it's sort of avoid allocations. Yep. And now this is important. Tips. It gives you tips. So in a Google search or a YouTube video, this may not necessarily be included. So my point is that HFT just gives you so much more AI just gives you so much more fraction of, go straight to. Now, the important thing we have to realize is that it gives you information this, but there's also another aspect here. Whatever doing. So I think let's write a quick coding example. So what coding? So we could trying to think of. Let's start a coding. Let's get our hand. So suppose okay, suppose you want to get suppose we want to write an app. Now, I just picked it, and this I actually haven't thought about how to do this before at all. I just don't even know started or what to do. So let's just go. Let's just ask the what it thinks how to do this. Now what we can do, make a new chat. So we're gonna say make a app that I'm not. So what I'm thinking is some APIs and this is great. So it gives us a possible endpoint. I think it just wrote the code for us. So it literally just built the app for us already. Now this is a very, very app. Now you make more complex apps, you will need to glue several things together, make it all work. But this now is a very app. So to be honest, I'm curious to see if this actually just works. And then also, it not only did it just write the app, but just tells us how to run these things. Now, I have specific setups that I use. So I'm going to show. So I think I use NeoVim and VS Code. I think VS Code is sort of the best entry level app. It's the best entry level app. So that's what we. I'm going to say. So UV is a package manager for Python. It's right. CD into that my project. But then coding editor. Best coding editors. Now, this is VS Code as you can, and also I have AI plugins. And also but let's just use what AI gave us here. So here we just copy this. Now one thing I like to do the run Python, right? And then what that did was it created a virtual environment. So everything is just in an environment. Well, now what I'm going to do now is just go that, and I believe I did copy it. I have this thing way of typing things. Love him. Everything Paste the app there. Awesome. Now it's saying, you know, there's this error here. Now, there's two ways to fix it, right? You could just either sort of, why is this yellow squiggly? Or if there's AI tools inbuilt, literally, let's see what the quick fix is. Select a different interpreter. But actually, now sometimes this is where AI just messes up, right? This is where AI messes up. Obviously, I wanted to install the requests. So these are the quick fix. AI. What's the AI fix? Okay, but I don't want it to use pip. I want it to use UV in our environment. So I'm just going to hear it. This is the hearing I was talking about. I need you to steer AI in the appropriate direction. So what we are going to do is just going to say use UV. Use UV, and what's it gonna? Times a little bit unknown. I know all you have to do is go UV add, but so that is not what we wanted. That is not what we. I'm gonna. No. This is a very trivial example, but the idea is code is not right. You need to hit it. You need to get at it. Okay, this is not exactly what. So, you know what? Sometimes you just got to give up on it, and let's go here. Let's use code on. So I want to I'm just going to say fix what. So fix the import error. Let's do it. So it's going to work. It's working, and sometimes so it reads it, but what solution? So it's reading the TOML file, which is where all, right? So it's telling me something that okay, that's exactly what we wanted. That's exactly what. So it read the TOML file, and it's all okay. In the main file, we import requests, but we don't have requests in our dependencies, which is exactly the right thing to do. And it's saying UV, and it noticed that we're using UV as well, which is great because it detected. Right, so I'm going to allow it. So CUC on the side here, just installed that. And now, great, now everything is working. But let's see what else. Okay, and then it's nice enough to be like, okay, let's see if we, let's test it. Let's test if the edits actually work. So before AI would have just made a change, but now it's actually testing its own edits. So double checking that actually working, which is awesome. Awesome. Sometimes things can. Now, honestly, I think the checks are not. So what happened here? So was successful, yes. It's running the code here. Taking a little. That's okay. So what I would realistically do now is I would stop that. Taking way too much. I do not. So what I'm going to do is got to work with the AI. The best result is human plus AI, not just AI by itself, but also human plus AI. And obviously, you're not going to get the best results if you're just human. You need both. You need both together. Both together. So let's close that. And now this is our little weather script. Now, also, I just want to tell you that I did not pre-prepare this before. I literally thought of an app we could build, and this is improv. So I haven't prepared any notes. I thought I might just get a lot of coffee in my system and just go improv. So I had never ever done an app like this. Well, I have done an app like this before, like 6 or something years ago, but this is just completely improv. So let's run this. Let's run this and happen. So what you can see, we're already in our virtual environment here, so we don't need to. So we're just going to use Python main. Happens. So enter the city. So I'm in Melbourne. Texas. And that sounds about right. It is about 20 degrees. Cloudy-ish, but sunny, but it's not winter. Enter city or exit. Another city I could. De Paris. The 14 de. Used to speak French back in the day, but I've forgotten so much French. Okay, and then or you could just now it. Okay, that's lovely. Okay, now let's. Now that's awesome. Now, say for example, have the like the LLM, the chat, right? But you also have autocomplete AI, which is AI. So you've got two types of AI. You've got the chat, which we were pretty much doing before, and it makes whole applications for you. But also, you've got the auto-completion capabilities. Now, we have had auto-completion quite some time, but now that we have integrated AI and auto-completion, it literally learns how you code, and it auto-completes exactly how you want. Now, what we're going to do, I'm just going to show you some autocomplete stuff. So let's see what we can change in this. So let's say okay. So maybe I don't want to say quit. To quit the app, I want to just say queue. I want to put queue. That's another thing I can right? So what I can do is I can make, so I've got here just at the bottom right here, Copilot turned on, and now if I feel the autocomplete is not working well, I can just turn the snooze off. I can just snooze it for a while if it's a little bit too chaotic. Sometimes it's just, and I like to turn that off. So that is that. Now, okay. So what we were doing, we were trying to add queue to this. So if I want to quit, I can say, okay, if city equals, okay, so that is an amazing autocomplete thing, but it's not exactly what I want. So let's just I can half autocomplete that, right? Be lower. What I want to do, the queue. Now it's saying, yeah, quit as a suggestion. Not exactly what we want. Not exactly what we could just do that, right? That. Now, or another one we could do is E. You see how it did the rest of that there? So if city equals So now that is the AI completion. Now that's exit, which is great. And then, it actually didn't say Q, we could say quit, exit, or we could go E, or E for exit, that. So we're coming up. So essentially, if we run the app now, and just instead of typing quit, I can type Q, I can type exit to get out of it. What else could I type? Well, let's see what auto completion does. Close, that's another one. So I'm not doing AI. So it sort of gets the gist of what you're doing. I'm still stop is another one it could do. What's another one? End, which is a good one. What else? Buy makes sense. I like that. Okay, now, let's stop there. Let's just stop there. Now, this is messy. This is messy as hell, and it's really messy code. So what I would want to do instead, right, is I want to make a list of closing words. And instead of just having like if this, if that, I want to check if this is inside a list of these closing words. Then I can just have one line, like 3 lines here. If right? Now let's do that. So how I would do that? So I'd put that here, so not in the while true loop. I would say, okay, closing. I would call it, now give it informative names. Yes, closing command. Look at that. I didn't even type it out. Now, and then it says, this is exactly what we want. If lower equals, this is the old one, it's red. Red is the old, and then I'm going to just hit tab enter on that. And then it's saying, yeah, you can just get rid of everything there. So it got rid of the first one, but I wanted it to get rid of the others. Didn't do it, that's okay. That's part of being human and AI together. So let's do that. So, and now the code is a little bit awesome. Let's just verify that it actually works. So type in a city. I wanted to see if I can go up arrow, but let's go with Paris. So it went to the internet and it fetched how many it is. Now, I don't want to say quit. I just want to say bye. Goodbye. And that's what it did. So I just want to reiterate what we've done. We've shown you how to use an LLM, use big programs. And now wanted to modify it a little bit. That's awesome. So that is how I would use AI. Now, the next thing I want to do, I want to show you how. So this is actually just building programs, but remember what I said right at the start of the script. You need foundations. You need the foundations of a coding language, so you know which direction to. Say, for example, if you're starting at 0. You're starting at 0. You can also learn. Code with the AI. That is exactly what we're going to do. So I'm going to go back to Claude. I'm going to create a new chat. And this is going to take a little bit of time. This is going to take just a little bit of time, but it's okay. So let's do it. I want to learn the programming language Go. Now, I did do a little bit of it before, but this was really 5 years ago. 5 years ago. So I'm going to make a self-directed program. Self-directed program. Right? And so let's come up with some. Okay, that's good. So sometimes coming up with these big prompts is very important. So now I'm gonna I know a little bit of Go, but I'm gonna pretend I'm starting from absolute zero. So I am starting. Assume I am. Now don't worry if you actually make any spelling mistakes. AI just knows. Make a on using Go. Make a detailed tutorial on using Go. Now, I am interested building trading examples related this. Related to this. Okay, cool. That's thing. Now okay, and this is specific domain knowledge now. So if you're an accountant, you could be like, I want to learn Python. Assume I'm starting from 0 and I'm interested in accounting. That is my job. So you literally write that. You write that in the, and continuing on with my example is, for example, making a change or sending trades applies crypto. I'm even having trouble spelling crypto. I know. So I could do like crypt. I don't want to spell it wrong. Yeah, I will just pick. But first cover basics. But first, cover the basics. The basics. Now, so as an experienced programmer, I actually know the kind of basics you need. Cover all the data types, for loops, while loops, like if statement, else, if else, all that. Maybe switch, and then Go is known for concurrency, multi-threading, and all that stuff. But assume I didn't know that, so I'm just going to omit that. But if I was actually, I'm just gonna assume I don't know that, and you need to know about interfaces, those programming paradigms, public and private methods, all that good stuff, and pointers and references, how to pass them into functions, But what I'm going to do, what I actually, it is important to fast building trading apps. So it's important to be fast when building trading apps. So I'm going to say, so make sure now it's very important, detailed, very important to be detailed here about about the things you really want to include. Okay, so I just want to check the really quick. Stay with me for 1 minute. Sorry, guys. I just okay. Yep, all good. Okay, let's get. Oh, I just even. It is. Yep, I'm just gonna leave that spelling mistake. Okay, I will know. Fast. Um. That is awesome. That is awesome. Um. Okay, so I'm gonna write a little thing. So the stack I want. So this is domain specific knowledge. I have domain specific of whatever I'm doing. Oh yeah, the tax thing like this. Come up with a that, right? Or if you're a mathematician, yeah, I'm solving these PDEs and I want them to be solved with the method of lines or something like that. Stack. So for me, I'm going to say the stack I want to use is the stack I want to use is at plus string trading thing. I want to use protobuf. So this is the all domain protobuf. Protobuf. All I need. Is that all I need? Good. Okay, so but this um I also I also want to explain good coding practice in Go. Plain plain common or I also include also include testing. That's important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually make a post here in my school community right here. And so yeah, so essentially just head on over there, just copy paste it, and you can start coding. So I'm just going to put that there. So okay, what else should we? This is going to be a mega tutorial, and it's going to be tailored for us. The point is, I'm tailoring this tutorial for me, not just a general tutorial. Tailored tutorial for me, for me. So what else can we? What else would I like to know about this? So also how I deploy projects. Docker. I'll just say compose before. So what else? Some of my trading books. I'll just I possibly gateways builder. Yes, like I'll now I'm just like brain dumping my stuff. I do CLI stuff, command line interface. Then so there's another thing how to so in HF trading how to in CPU domain specific how to in CPU. Um yep. Currency. Oh, I it's a bit. I know. I know that's. I was gonna say lock free queues, but hashing and okay, yes, those are all domain specific. Just going through. Good. Ready to oh yes, concurrency. Um, um, yes. I'm just dumping like the main specific. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do. Oh, logging. That's one. Logging. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop there. I think that's good. See what it says. This is what we've been waiting for. So here we go. So I'll create a comprehensive guide from zero to building a production ready Go. That's amazing. Basics of Go, trading system fundamentals, exchange connect, high performance patterns, NATS, JetStream, integration, protocol buffers, testing strategies, deployment with Docker, production. Okay, so install Go. Yeah, that's awesome. Now I can just ask AI, how do I install? Now set up your first trading system. Make a trading system, Go mod, and your username. That is amazing. So now it's telling me how I should set things up. Great. That's yeah. So what I would do is I would now when you're learning stuff, it is best to just type all this stuff out by hand. No, it's a lot of code. It is a lot of code. My God. It is a lot of code, but yes, it is best to type it all by hand once in your life, and after that, never again. Never, ever, ever, ever again. But it is not going to waste your time because exactly what exactly what there's a lot. It's a lot. There's a lot. There high performance patterns. This is good. This is what we want. Yep. It. Yep. Okay, between. Yep. Exactly what we want. Okay, buffered channels for better performance. Yes. 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 Lock until good. 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 I want buffered. Exactly what I exactly liked. Yep. Exactly. Tells me what to do. Workable trading. Workable. Block free. Exactly. Unsafe. This is stepping in the realm of HFT. This perfect. 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 Exactly what exactly what so it's going. That's okay. Um but so that probably gonna yep. Stop it there. So oh no. Stopped it prematurely, right? Sorry, AI. You don't need to say sorry. No, I didn't want that. I didn't. That's good. That's okay. Like it comes out like that. It's fine. It's really fine. We'll go plugins. Go protobuf. Yeah, protobuf. Good. Message. Auto. Good stuff. Very good. Proto. Yeah. Protos. Yeah. It's just now. I think it'll just get to the end of the query. I'll up again. Giving me. It's just giving me. Nuts. Nuts. Okay, cool. That's I wanted to like added like that. And obviously like it's the response is too wrong, hit continue, nudge it along. I want this to be very detailed. This is gonna be, I don't know, like this is like all the tutorials you need for the domain specific thing. Code. Literally. That is it. Like, you're done. Like never need a YouTube video again. This is gold. This is gold. Gold. Patch stuff as well. We'll just keep going. We'll just keep going. Logging was one of the last things. Okay, this I actually don't know how to do in 2C. Actually, to be honest, I don't. I know how to do it in Python. What runtime? Okay, cool. This ins go routine. Okay, love it, love it. This is exactly what going through it all. It's good. Yep. Okay, cool. And then it's like how to use it with Docker, which is good. Good, 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 good. Final stage. Yes, yeah. And then this is the port Nats works on. Okay, good. That's exactly what we wanted. Complete trading bot example. Pretty much gave us a trading bot, right? Oh, hit continue. There's even more. There's even more. My gosh. My gosh. Okay, DEX. Now it's going to do the DEX stuff, which is great. There's Ethereum, like the Web3 things, which is awesome. It's talking about ABIs and stuff like that. Go Ethereum, awesome, amazing, amazing, amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't know about you, but like I'm pretty sure it just wrote me a textbook on on the basics, right? Chapter 1 was the basics of Go. And then it wrote me a textbook on my domain specific thing I wanted to accomplish with code. It's nuts. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Good. It's good. So here we go. Still going. Still going. Still going. Even though it's taking time, I'm just waiting for... And that's it. it produced everything I wanted. That I wish was. This is the tutorial. That's it. And what I would do is I would add that to my favorites or what favorite. Gold. It's literally gold. Made me, I don't know, like I'm just scrolling. This is a textbook. It's a textbook of what I need to do. What I need to do. No, Go, like it goes through the basics of Go. And bang. Bang, it just gave me a tutorial. So basics of Go, float, yep. Max orders. Okay, this is just amazing. This is amazing. Calculate P&L, get market data. Yeah. Slices, maps, collections. Those are important. So I know all these concepts in Python and stuff like that. Go error handling. That's very important. Because your program, like when you write a program, always breaks. Something always breaks. Enums, right? Core trading system types. So that's order type is a string. Okay, cool. Yes. Good. Trade. Okay. Trade struct. Okay, that's looking good. It's price, a list of price levels, yeah. And it's also going to teach me about, that. Amazing. So that is. There's just so much. Currency basics, yeah, good. Exactly what we want. Exactly. So I'm just like, mine is blown. My mind is blown. So, I guess from here, I'll just say one thing. So, moving on, right now, AI. The thing is, like, you have to be careful because AI essentially gives you all the knowledge. All the knowledge is here. Literally, all the knowledge. Now, the knowledge and spend the time being disciplined to learn this. So what I would suggest now is you go through the hard yards of just literally typing everything out and make sure you understand every single line. And you only have to do this once in your life, and then after that you can use AI autocomplete. Now the reason why I'm saying you should type this all out once is because sometimes later on the AI will sort of something, but you need to have the ability to read the output the AI has given you and be able to point it in the direction you want to take the AI, right? So you need to remember that you are running the AI and the AI is not running you. So you need to be the boss and know exactly what you're doing. You need to go on Zen mode. So here, F11 on my computer is just everything Zen. And then and you just need to type everything out without the autocomplete AI. And then once you've done that and you've mastered it, right? You've also done practice problems and things like that. You will have become an expert by then. So this essentially is the fast track. It's fast tracking your learning. Because back in the day, to learn something like this, to even get information like this, right? It would have taken you, honestly, really, maybe even a year to document like this. And like to go into the library, maybe not a year, maybe that's an exaggeration, like 3 months. 3 months to come up with a document like this, right? And you haven't even, like, you just take screenshots of library books, like pictures of library books. You have to go to the library, drive to the library. Right? I'm just here at my desk, and it's not like, it's amazing. It's amazing what it can come up with. And it's sort of, this NATS thing is a general networking thing. It tells you exactly how I can use NATS, right, the network, with the like with the domain specific trading system stuff. Amazing, 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 amazing. Yeah. So, yes, this looks a bit funky, but it's okay. So I think what this was, this here is part of this. Sometimes it gets it wrong. Like this, I think, is meant to be in here. That's okay. That's okay. It happens. It happens. So this is how I learn. This is how I learn. So open for everyone as well. Okay. Continuing on. You will need to have, so this is going to be a little bit less coding related now, but you will need to have the grit. You need to have grit to type this all out and actually go through the. You can't learn it yourself. You can't actually get AI to modify, go do brain surgery, and now you're like, oh, I know Kung Fu, or I know code. So you actually need to go through the hard yards of learning how to do such things. Have plan how many hours a day you're going to spend on it. Need the will to learn as well. That's important. That's very. So yeah. So and then going through this exercise, you'll sort of become faster at typing as well, and you'll sort of develop your own style. You get your own style of coding. So my style, right, is sometimes I use VS Code, yeah, and it has great like Copilot integrations and all that. But there's also other people prefer like Vim and NeoVim and that. You know, you'll sort of pick your own extensions as well, like which extensions you want to use, and yeah, and how like the folder structure you want. So you got to pick your own style, and then you have faith that your style is going to work. You need to double down on it. You want to pick something and you want to stay with it. You don't want to keep changing, because if you keep changing a lot, switching around, because you'll sort of be good at, you won't even be good, you just sort of know about a few things, but you'll actually never really get anywhere if you continue to just change things up all the time. So you need a little bit of consistency. So for example, if you want to get straight into a project, you know exactly what commands you need to run in the terminal, or maybe you have shortcuts and stuff like that. You have them preloaded, you're ready to go. And yeah, and so you can just go straight quick. Or maybe you have certain ways of testing your code. You need these templates. Now, this is also it's not just with code, just anything in life. For example, like for example, in my spare time, I do dancing, right? So I have templates of dancing moves I could do. So as a lead, so you need to come up with moves on the spot as an improv, and sort of like I do that from time to time because I've been doing it for quite some time. But I also, like when I was starting out, I had templates of what dance moves to pull off, and then it sort of that really accelerated my learning. Now, I do want to say one thing. So if you're into this, right? If you're in, it's always good to have a support group. So here, Coder Trader, we I'm here like. You guys, I would love you to join and you show us your progress. What are you learning? Help each other out, and yeah, and even go through this. Oh, I didn't want to print that. Even go through like the AI courses, the beginner Python course, and all that. And this used to be Coder Trader, but I'm switching more just to coding. Trading is like my specialty. I have a pro community for trading as well, but I'm gonna just keep these courses here, like I made them. I might as well just keep them here in case anyone is interested in any of that. Yeah, and then also I have this boot camp coming up, which is gonna oh my god, it's gonna be so intense, but it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. You're gonna learn like code, bang, we'll just get it done. Like accountability, hand holding, like we'll just get you to the point where you have mastered the code. You've mastered the code. Now, many people have Now, I think another thing is you also need a North Star when you're learning. So this is a big endeavor. You also need a North Star when you're learning code. So my North Star will be, just building trading systems and doing all that. So maybe if you're an accountant, you want to automate some of your Excel spreadsheets. Now, it's not just limited. This community is not just limited to teaching you Python or JavaScript or Go or whatever. It's whatever coding language you can use in your day-to-day to make your life easier. That's it. So if you're an accountant, you are probably using Excel or Google Sheets, right? So you can apply the same principles I just showed you to make a tutorial to learn the language GScript, which is like the back end of the Google Sheets, or VBA, which you can sort of make macros and automate your Excel spreadsheets, right? So it's just about making your life easier. Or we can switch back to Python, for example, and you can use use Python to organize your files or something like that. Or if you're a content creator, you can actually modify videos using Python. I'm not even kidding. So maybe, for example, when you start a video, the first second of you is just clicking the button and then looking at the camera. You can have a program set up automatically for you to always clip the first second of every video. Or additionally, you could integrate AI clipping software, and then you sort of, as soon as you make a video, you can just have your Python script run and it'll automatically clip the products for you. Now another thing I wanted to show you. So of course I'm a coder, but I'm not a particularly good web developer. So I wanted to show you something I made. This is a website I made. Codertrader.com. And now this is the funnel. This is the funnel side, right? This is the funnel. Now I actually, from scratch, knew zero coding. Now, and I didn't need to use Wix or WordPress or anything. I literally coded this from scratch. And you see how these buttons, like, I coded it from scratch, but heavily used AI. And I literally started from zero. It's like, pretend I'm not a web developer. What do I need to build a site like this? And you just type in you copy the link and it's like, I want to build something like this and make the colors like nice and expressive and things like this. So this is sort of not using this website at the moment because it's sort of when I was actually trading and stuff. I want to teach people trading, but I think this is a pretty neat site. It's got all the elements of a funnel. Sort of, it's playful. It pops out, like you see how it pops. It's popping like that, and it's JavaScript. JavaScript is not my specialty at all. It's not my specialty at all, JavaScript. It is just, I'm more in the back end, and I don't understand like what colors relate to what makes things pretty at all. And I've just asked him, I just asked AI, hey, I want to make the website pretty, make it pop, make it like eye-catching, and it gives you literally the exact color code, like how you should sort of tone things, right? From left to right, and nice like colors to pop out. And little icons as well. Like where do you even get these icons from? It takes care. Like it would take me an hour just to find something like that. But AI is just like, okay, this is it. It saved me so much time. And honestly, like learning WordPress and Wix, it's kind of like janky, and you have to pay. Like if you want a database of email signups, you're gonna have to pay like extra for that database. I could just set up a database for like a couple, I don't know, like $10 or something like that. And then I'll funnel all the emails from this website into that database. And it's like $10 instead of like database capabilities on WordPress. I don't know. I remember it was just a surprising cost. It was like 100 extra bucks. And I was like, no way doing that. So you can actually do all that yourself. That's awesome. So that is the amazing world of code. So I think just to conclude, what I'm going to do is, this is the community. So what I'm going to do is, just to conclude, join up and just be excited about the amazing world of code. And it's not about teaching you how to code. It's about making your life easier. And one of the coolest things you can do to make your life easier is know code. And it doesn't have to be the principles of coding or whatever academic university stuff. whatever makes your life easier. And then as soon as you know the code and how to manipulate computers and AI to make your life easier, that's it. That's where you can stop. And that's sort of what the whole thing of Coder Trader is. It's just making your life easier and cutting out all the unnecessary academia and crazy code flexing and stuff. Just make life easy and simple. Okay, so I'm going to end the stream here. So I hope you have enjoyed it. And yes, so do join the school community. I'll give you that little prompt I did for all the way up here, and you can copy paste that. And yeah, good luck coding.